Today we have David Horadell. He is the founder and owner of Torchlight Tax. Our question for Dave today is the era of COVID-19 a good time to settle your IRS tax debt?
That's an interesting question, Scott. The answer is for many people, yes, because the IRS settles your IRS debt based on your ability to pay. And if your income has gone down significantly, the amount that you can afford to pay may have also gone down significantly, and you may be able to settle your IRS debt much more economically for you, much better deal than it would have been a year ago when you were making a lot more money.
I see. Now, many of us did have a lousy second quarter, but we're starting to come back out of it. Is that still going to hold true?
Well, it depends on what you mean by coming back out of it. But oftentimes you're coming back out of it and you can't even afford to pay anything to the IRS, but you can see how in a few months you might be able to pay something. Well, that doesn't mean you're coming back out of it. They're going to take a look at what you could realistically pay based on your current income. They're going to factor in what assets that are available that they feel that you could sell to pay them. They're not going to take all your assets. There are some that are protected by law, and they add that up and how much can you pay per month? If it's $300 per month, then they're going to multiply that 12. They'll say, okay, you can afford to pay $3,600 in the next year, and you don't have any assets. Your car has a loan on it. There are certain assets that they aren't going to take, and so you can offer $3,600 a month. And by their formula, they should accept that, because what we're doing, we're taking their data, we're putting it into our computer. Our computer, with all your financial data, all your IRS transcript, mimics what the IRS computer does. So if our computer says you can afford to pay $3,600, their computer is going to say the same thing. We have an excellent chance for settling on that rate.
Well, it seems like a bit of a stacked deck, but what if you've already maybe entered into a payment agreement with them, or you've got liens or levies going on? Is that going to affect this?
Well, if you have any levies that have occurred, that means they're taking your money. They stop when the offer in compromise has been received by the OIC unit and logged into the computer as received, not settled, just received. All enforced collection actions like garnishments, levies stop. And as far as installment agreements go, you're not required to make a payment because you have submitted an offer in compromise. You said, guess what? I can't afford to pay off this debt. Here's what I can afford to pay. And you send that to them. And by law, they have to look at it and decide based on the law, based on your financial details, whether you really can afford to pay that debt. And if they agree that you can't pay it, and mind you, remember my computer and their computer are operating off the same guidelines. If they agree you can't pay it, then they'll accept the offer. And then all you have to do is pay your taxes on time for the next 5 years, and you're golden. All that tax debt is gone above what you offered and paid.
Well, right. Now, say you you don't feel you have enough money to even put attention on settling this. You're just starving to pay the rent. It's still a good time to do it?
Well, here's the thing. If, let's say you owe the IRS $100,000, and you say, oh, I can't put my attention on this. I owe them too much, right? I have too many other debts. Well, what's going to happen is you're going to somehow pay the rent anyway, whether you borrow from your mom or your grandma, or whether you miss a couple payments. And then if you finally get back on your feet, and you wait till you're back on your feet to submit the offer is going to be a lot more because you can afford to pay it. So the time to negotiate with the IRS is when you're in terrible financial state. Now, maybe you could have a little money, maybe you still have some credit available you could use, maybe mom will lend you some money for the rent, but do not. I've had clients do this. They could have settled $40,000 for $100. They could, oh, I can't do this right now. I can't. 6 months later, they call back. They're making too much money. There's no settlement for them. And that literally has happened with many people. So the thing to do when you're in a severe financial IRS situation and you can't afford to pay anything is to contact someone like me, and you might just, wipe out $100,000 in debt or whatever that you owe them. You might just wipe almost all of it out. Because if you're really busted, I had one lady, she paid $100 to settle a $15,000 debt because that's all she could afford, and the debt was gone.
Sounds like some very good advice. Thank you, David.
Thanks, Scott.
In 2013, when I was consulting, I was given incorrect tax advice, which led to me owing the IRS $32,000. Luckily, I came to Guard Dog Tax Service. They were able to settle my debt with the IRS for only $1,800. From $32,000 to $1,800. Thank you, Guard Dog Tax Service.
Hello, Doctor. What is your opinion of the service you got from Guard Dog Tax?
Excellent. 100%, 150%. I was referred to your company when I got Dog Tax, when I was having monumental personal and business financial challenges. I was referred to your company by a manager of a bank who was assisting me with a loan which I could not get because of my huge IRS tax debt of about $500,000. So I could not move further with the loan. I was struggling with payroll and even in parallel of losing the business. But as soon as I came to your office, I spoke to Mr. David Howardell. He kept me at ease. He was very confident that he understood my situation and knew what to do. I have had tax issues in the past, but did not have the success I'm having today. So we're talking about a few weeks after I came to your office, and now I've resolved the issue, have a payment plan in place with the IRS, and also got a loan, which would never have been possible. I so much appreciate what you guys have done, and you call me a physician, I call you guys physicians too. You're the tax and financial doctors. So I will be very, very happy to refer any fellow physician, colleague to your company, because you have put a personal touch. You're not even. I don't think you're a business. You're like, you take care of your clients like family, and you know what they're going through, and do whatever needs to be done. In fact, I was getting calls from Mr. Howardell on Sundays. I never seen that before. So what can I say? I'm just so happy, and God bless you guys.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.